Commander Eerie Voss slammed his claw on the console as the human border buoy screamed a garbled distress burst across his bridge feeds. Static ripped through the signal. Coalition, invasion, hegemon fleet, position, then silence. Voss's frills flared in alarm. Humanity's sector, the galaxy's quietest corner, had never lit up like this. 10 millennia of neutrality. No wars, no posturing, harmless traders and scientists. He stabbed the comms relay. All Coalition patrols, this is Liaison Voss, human border under attack. Vector to buoys Delta 7 through 12. Render aid. Affirmatives crackled back from 3 Krell destroyers and a Vex cruiser. Standard protocol. Humans filed complaints through channels, not lasers. Sensors pinged a new contact. Massive warp signatures bloomed on the human frontier. Hegemon battle cruisers, Threx pattern heavies fresh from gutting the rim worlds. Voss zoomed the holodisplay. A human custom station orbited a nameless rock, tiny thing, automated mostly. Legate Threx Var's flagship, the Dread Maw, loomed over it. Var's voice boomed uninvited across open channels, gravelly and triumphant. Humans of Sol Sec 47, surrender your station. The hegemony claims this gate nexus. Resist and you burn. No reply from the station. Voss's mandibles clicked. Humans always talked first. Always. The Dread Maw fired. Railguns spat kinetic hell. The custom station erupted in a fireball, debris scattering like chaff. 20 souls vaporized. Bait for surrender, Var style, psychological hammer. Voss's blood chilled. Patrol Alpha, accelerate to station wreckage. Scan for survivors, relay to human fleet command. Jamming hit like a wall. Human space went black. No signals, no sensors, no gates. His bridge crew froze. Ensign Lyra's tentacles twisted. Sir, all human vectors dark. Our patrols report full spectrum denial. They're blind. Voss gripped his chair. Impossible. Humans built no jammers, no fleets. Neutrality doctrine forbade it. He punched the emergency coalition band. This is Voss, hegemon incursion into human space. Request full battle group. Static. Human gates flickered once, then sealed. Every wormhole nexus in Sol's sector slammed shut. The galaxy's quietest sector went dark in 1 minute. Voss paced. His claws scraped the deck. Humans panicked quietly. No, this was deliberate. A single audio burst pierced the jam, crisp and human. Female voice calm as a logistics report. All non-human traffic, clear Sol sector immediately. Human space is closed for security. Fleet Admiral Mara Cade. Then nothing. Gates stayed shut. Ensign Lyra blinked her stalks. Sir, they just locked the door. Voss stared at the holomap. Human buoys silent. Patrols milling outside the jam bubble, useless. Var's fleet inside, unopposed. He activated his private line to Coalition High Command. Priority Alpha. Humanity's invoked isolation protocol. Hegemons breached their border. We need, the line cut. Human jam field expanded, swallowing the outer buoys. Voss's frills wilted. Isolation protocol. Humans had no military, just haulers and labs. He'd managed their sector for cycles. Endless paperwork, zero incidents. Sensors caught a flicker. Deep in human space, industrial signatures spiked. Shipyards on Luna, Mars series, cold for decades, lit up like forged stars. Convoys formed from civilian hulls. Asteroid miners reconfigured mid-burn. What? A coalition probe drone evaded the jam, feeding grainy visuals. Human docks swarmed. Workers in vac suits welded railgun batteries onto freighters. Orbital factories spun out missile pods by the thousand. No panic, no sirens, just efficiency. Director Sato Elian appeared on a looped public feed, his face serene on every human channel. Citizens' routine maintenance drills commence. Continuity Bureau directs all eligible craft to designated lanes. Expect minor delays. Voss's jaw dropped. Elian spun planetary evacuations like traffic reroutes. No riots, no fear, billions mobilized in hours. The probe died to a pinpoint laser. Jam field thickened. Var's laughter echoed on a cracked hegemon band. Pathetic. Their station crumbles, no fleet rises, push the gates. Voss vectored his own cutter toward the border. Liaison duty demanded eyes on. He couldn't sit. Engines thrummed. His ship shuddered into the jam fringe. Sensors died. Only LiDAR painted ghosts. Then contacts, human ships, dozens, ghosted from asteroid belts, boxy freighters but bristling. They didn't charge. They orbited silent sentinels. Var's battle cruisers plunged deeper. Customs wreckage cooled behind them. Voss's navigator hissed. Sir, human signatures multiplying, factories at 300% output. There, building a wall. A new signal pierced, Captain Juno Ray's voice steady over laser tight beam. Coalition vessel, this is *Endurance *. Maintain position, human space secured. Voss leaned in. Endurance, that's a grain hauler. Affirmative, now it's a picket, stand by. Explosions bloomed on LiDAR. Var's Vanguard hit something, mines. No, reconfigured drone swarms from buoy debris. Civilian probes turned kamikaze. Var bellowed. Primitives deploy boarding parties. Human response, silence, then raise again. Legate Var withdraw or engage. Var's fleet pressed. A battle cruiser shredded a human corvette, ex-merchantman, but the corvette's guts vented plasma charges. Chain reaction gutted 2 hegemon escorts. Voss's crew gasped. Lyra's ink squirted. They turned cargo pods into bombs. More humans vectored in. Elian's bureaus churned them out. Evac shuttles doubled as fighters. Fabricators printed warheads mid-flight. Cade's voice returned fleet-wide. All units hold the line, continuity intact. Var adapted. His heavies formed a spearhead lancing for Saul Gate. Their factories burn next. But humans didn't burn, they adapted. Ray's squadron danced on thrusters, improvised evasive patterns from asteroid runs. They lured Var's cruisers into killboxes. One freighter ate a direct hit. It split open, revealing nested drones. Hundreds swarmed, chewing armor. Voss watched, transfixed. Humans fought like machines. No rage broadcasts, no glory hails, just math, logistics as warfare. A coalition patrol broke through on his flank. Krell destroyer, guns hot. Liaison Voss, we assist. Human tight beam snapped. Negative, sector closed. The Krell captain snarled. We stand with neutrals, Ray's cut in. Your drives emit hegemon trackers, abort or be neutralized. The Krell hesitated. Voss interjected. Comply, they're containing. Var's flagship reeled. Ray's *Endurance rammed its shields, venting cargo of kinetic slugs. Hegemon point defense shredded half, but the rest punched through. Var roared. Fall back, regroup at outer markers. Hegemon ships retreated, trailing plasma. Human losses, half their scratch fleet. But factories already replaced them. Voss's console lit. Cade's broadcast reopened to him alone. Commander Voss, Coalition thanks your restraint. Sector reopens in 72 hours. Stand down, he exhaled. Admiral, your doctrine. Neutrality ends when gates breach. Hidden reserves activate. We're ready. The line died. Human space hummed with production. Quiet competence forged in silence. Voss turned to his crew. Relay to high command. Humanity's not harmless. They're the shield we never deserved. Far inside, Elian nodded at readouts. Cade plotted vectors. Ray's nursed her battered hauler. Var licked wounds, plotting return. The galaxy's quietest sector burned bright and held. Commander Eerie Voss slammed his breaching charge against the human relay outpost's hatch. The blast wave hurled shrapnel into the void. His squad advanced, rifles sweeping the dark corridor. No resistance. Clear, Voss barked into his comm. Sector secure. His boot crunched on something. Glass, number vitrified deck plating melted and recast. He knelt, scanned. Empty mounts where comm arrays once hummed. Power conduits severed clean, rerouted through false panels. Captain Voss, his engineer hissed. They stripped it. Everything, processors, fusion taps, even the air recyclers. Voss straightened. His mandibles clicked in frustration. Humans had hours, maybe less, since the hegemon breach. Yet this outpost, key to their outernet relay, stood gutted. Pristine sabotage. A faint click echoed. Back, Voss roared. The corridor erupted. Nanite clouds swarmed from hidden vents, chewing through armor seals. His squad fired wildly. Voss triggered his suit purge, high-pressure nitrogen blast. The cloud shredded, 2 spacers down, suits hold. Medevac, Voss ordered. He punched his scanner override. Readouts flickered, self-destruct primed but tripped remotely. Humans didn't fight here, they denied. Relay to fleet, Voss growled. Outpost neutralized, human assets prepped for denial. Request orbital scan for evac patterns. Static answered. Human jammers. Far coreward, Director Sato Elian tapped his console. The Continuity Bureau's central vault thrummed under Tokyo arcology. Readouts scrolled. Hegemon Vanguard at 0.8 light minutes. Coalition flanks crumbling. Protocol Theta 7, Sato said. His voice stayed level. No alarms, no panic feeds. Automated systems engaged. Citywide maglevs reversed. Passenger cars locked mid-transit. Bulkheads irised shut. 11 million souls rerouted, no 12.4. Underground bunkers yawned open, stocked from last drill cycle. Sato watched hollows, surface streets emptied in synchronized waves. Hover trucks dumped into sublevels. Arcology spires folded inward, ferrocrete shells sealing like clams. Power grids shifted to geothermal taps. Factories below spun up, printing drone chassis from civilian feedstock. Evac complete in 14 minutes, his aide reported. No casualties projected, Sato nodded. Spin up line 3, full industrial cascade. He cut the feed. Humans didn't scream, they tunneled. Voss's shuttle pierced human atmo 3 hours later. Sato's invitation pinged mid-descent, neutral ground, Geneva enclave. Voss gripped his harness. His Krell patrol had scattered after the endurance clash. Human containment saved them from hegemon trackers. Restraint or warning, the shuttle touched down on a rain-slick pad. Sato waited alone, gray suit crisp, hands open. No guards, no fanfare. "Commander Voss," Sato said, "appreciate the promptness." Voss stepped out, rifle slung but powered. "Your outpost stripped, booby-trapped, explain." Sato gestured to a low dome. "Inside, safer." They entered, soft lights activated. A steel case sat on a pedestal, seals unbroken. Sato palmed a scanner, locks hissed open. 10,000-year storm file, Sato said. He lifted the data chip. "Our doctrine, sealed since first contact, coalition neutrality pact for bad sharing. Hegemon gates changed that." Voss's optics narrowed. "You planned for this." Sato slotted the chip into a reader. Hollows bloomed, schematics, timelines, production trees, billions of tons in hidden orbital forges, asteroid hollows packed with kinetic stockpiles. Civilian hulls raided for refit, trade haulers to missile boats in days. "We stayed silent," Sato continued. "Millennia of peace drilled us, but peace preps for storm. Every city has bunkers, every factory dual lines. We practiced, quietly." Voss scanned the files. Resilience charts spiked. Human output projected to eclipse coalition yards in weeks. "You hid this capability. Neutrality demanded it." Sato's eyes met Voss's. "Hegemon's probe weakness. We gave them silence." Voss downloaded the core packet. "High Command needs this, now." Sato inclined his head. "Transmit, we're reopening sectors, but stand clear of our lanes." Voss turned to leave. Alarms pinged, Hegemon scouts inbound. Sato didn't flinch. "Go, we've got it." Admiral Mara Cade paced her flag bridge on the recommissioned liner Resolute Asterisk. Screens showed trade fleets assembling, fat-bellied freighters, sensor drones, bulk carriers from Saul yards. "Status," Cade snapped. 42% refit, her ops officer replied. "Spinal rails installed, cargo bays loaded with slugs." "Point defense from Civi lasers overclocked." Cade checked the clock. 38 hours since order drop. "Push to 60, convoys launch at T-10. Crew hustled, welders sparked across hulls. Drones swarmed, bolting armor plates scavenged from scrap orbits. Cade overlaid vectors, Hegemon thrust plumes at marker 9. VARs regroup. "Captain Ray's," Cade tight-beamed. "Your squadron point?" Endurance replied instant. "Rails hot, Admiral. Civi drones spoofing as merchants. They'll bite." "Good. Form up Convoy Alpha. Draw them in." Cade cut the line. She plotted the trap. Freighters venting dummy cargo, masking railgun blooms. Hegemon arrogance would close fast. "Admiral," comms broke in. "Coalition relay Voss forwarding storm file." Cade glanced. Schematics matched her orders. Perfect sync. "Acknowledge." "Bureau confirms evac holds." She leaned into the plot. Humans didn't posture. They produced. 50 hours, fleets armed, cities ghosted, forges roaring. Legate Threx Var's bridge shuddered. His spearhead clawed back to strength, 60% hulls rebuilt. Human skirmish cost him cruisers, but neutrals broke easy. "Scans," Var demanded, tactician bowed. "Human trade lanes active, convoys outbound, fat targets." Var's crest flared. "Soft merchants, lance them, reclaim the breach." Fleets surged. Probes confirmed, lumbering hulls, minimal guns. Var grinned fangs. 10 millennia neutral ripe for cull. Ray's asterisk endurance wallowed in convoy center. Her crew nursed patched bulkheads. "They're closing," her sensor chief said. "Hold formation," Ray's ordered. "Vent cargo 3. Pods jettisoned, decoy beacons pulsing merchant IDs. Hegemon destroyers pounced, lasers carving shadows. "Now," Ray's whispered, convoy hulls split, hidden rails extended, kinetic barrages lanced out, factory-fresh slugs at 0.3 C. Hegemon point defense bucked. Half the storm hit home. Var's flagship bucked. Evasive, it's a trap. Explosions chained. Human merchants shed skins, armed hulls swarming drones. Var's flank vaporized. Regroup, he bellowed. Fall back. Coalition channels lit. Voss's voice cut through. High command, storm file verified. Humans hold the line. Voss watched from his shuttle cam feeds. Convoys reformed, losses minimal. Replacements already launching from shadow yards. Sato's cities hummed unseen. Cade's math ground on. He keyed his relay. They're not amateurs, they mobilized like they practiced for 10 millennia. Deep in Sol, Sato sealed the vault. Elian wait, Sato nodded at fresh readouts. Production tripled. Evacs locked. The quiet shield hardened. Var retreated, plotting deeper strikes. But human space burned efficient. No rage, just relentless math. The galaxy's last stand found its spine. Captain Reyes slammed the launch override. Freighters erupted from *Endurance *S bays. Fat hulls lumbering into the decoy corridor. A ragged scar of asteroid debris masking the Earthline approach. Hegemon scouts peeled off Var's main thrust, engines flaring as they chased the merchants. Commander Eerie Voss tracked it all from his shuttle's holoscreen. Coalition feeds patched him direct to human command nets. No filters. Raw sensor ghosts danced across his display. Reyes' convoy stretched thin, baiting the wolves. Var's spearhead ignored them at first, boring toward Sol's core defenses. But those scouts, 8 jagged destroyers, bit hard. They're committing, Voss muttered. His claws tapped the console. Humans held neutral for 10 millennia. Why bait now? His shuttle hummed between coalition pickets, too far to intervene. He zoomed on *Endurance *. Reyes stood bridge center, arms crossed. No helmet, no drama. Pursuit wing closed. Lasers kissed freighter flanks, venting cargo ghosts. Reyes' voice cut the feed. Drones away. Overload protocols. Voss leaned in. Mining drones, civilian haulers, blunt-nosed rock breakers swarmed from convoy bellies, hundreds. They ignited chemical thrusters, cheap and dirty. Reyes patched their navs live. Kinetic mode, target engines. Drones shed stabilizers. Rails spun up inside. Mining lasers fused into overclocked accelerators. Slugs spat at 0.4C factory or turned kill shot. Hegemon point defense lit space. CIWS spun, chewing drones, but the swarm overwhelmed. Impacts chain cracked destroyer hulls. One scout yawed, core breached. It bloomed silent fire. Another shed wings, drifting dead. Voss's vents hissed. No war chants echoed on open channels. No medals flashed. Reyes' crew logged hits like inventory tallies. Pursuit wing shredded. Earthline clear. Regroup on Vector Bravo. 5 destroyers limped away. 3 vapor ghosts. Convoys reformed seamless. Replacements slotted in from shadow yards. Prefab spun up in hours. Voss keyed his relay. Coalition High Command, human freighters confirm kill. Scouts diverted. Earthline holds. Static answered. Then Admiral Cade's voice flat. Acknowledged, Commander Voss. Next wave inbound. Stand by. Voss watched the feed cycle. Human ships fought like machines. Efficient. No speeches. No rage broadcasts. Just data pings and vector burns. His species would roar hymns mid-battle. Coalition allies flashed kill tallies. Humans, they vented heat and pressed on. Legate Var's flagship clawed clear of the debris field. Voss patched a coalition drone feed, risky, but it caught Var's bridge. The Hegemon tactician paced, fangs bared. Flank reports minimal losses. Push the warships, cull the merchants later. Var's main fleet hammered coalition remnants. Warships cracked under massed fire. Human pickets dodged, trading shots. But Var fixated, sleek military hulls, gun-heavy. He vector-burned past the freighter swarms. Voss frowned. They're ignoring the cargo haulers. His shuttle shuddered, distant blasts rippling gravitics. He cross-checked human traffic. Merchant bands pulsed thick. Routine chatter or yields, docking slots. Civilian noise. Then Var struck. A corvette darted into a human convoy fringe. Grapples locked a fat transmitter drone, standard relay buoy merchant marked. Var's text sliced in. Voss's feed glitched, then stabilized on the intercept. Var loomed over the console. Decode it! Hegemon linguists swarmed the data dump. Voss held breath. The buoy's logs spilled, not or manifests. Battlefield overlays, drone reallocations, production quotas from Saturn yards, evac vectors threading Mars hives, Cade's fleet math, predictive sims routing reinforcements. Var's spines flattened. This is command traffic. Disguised in civilian bursts. He slammed a talon down. 10 millennia neutral and they built this, shadow nets? His bridge crew recoiled. Leggett the merchant's coordinate kills, factories spin warships mid-fight. Var snarled. Regroup scouts, target the haulers. All fleets. Voss's console blared. Hegemon's signatures shifted, destroyers peeling from warship hunts, swarming freighter lanes. Human response snapped instant. Endurance vented decoys. Rays, mining wings alpha, redeploy, intercept pattern delta. More drones boiled out. Rails hot, slugs met the new rush. Hegemon lasers carved drones, but humans flooded them endless. Convoys split, reformed. Losses tallied under 1%. Voss patched to Sato's bureau, civilian feed, but he knew better now. Director Sato Alian appeared, calm in a vaulted chamber. Cities thrummed behind her, arc forges triple shifting, evac shuttles stacking orbits. No panic sirens. Commander Voss, she said, your assessment. They're turning your civies into shields, Voss said. Var sees it now, hidden doctrine. You've drilled this. Alian nodded. Neutrality demanded preparation. No one believed the war. We did. Screens flickered, yards birthing corvettes from tanker hulls. Cade's holding the math. Your coalition fleets link up. Affirmative. Storm file integrates. Voss glanced at feeds. Admiral Cade's flagship ghosted the line, no posturing, just vectors snapping pickets into kill boxes. Hegemon wedges buckled. Var's voice boomed on captured channels. Humans, your silence ends, yield Saul. Ray's answered first, punchy. Negative, continue the cull if you like. Drones shredded another corvette. Voss's shuttle bucked, Hegemon strays probing coalition edges. He gripped controls. Voss to Cade, patching your nets full. Humans fight smart, we match it. Cade, copy. Logistics win wars. Feeds showed it. Human haulers tanked hits, shedding armor like planned. Drones recycled wreckage mid-battle, rails reloading from debris. Var's deeper strikes faltered. Scouts mauled. His main thrust stalled short of Earthline. Voss watched a freighter convoy pivot. It drew Var's elites, gunships meant for warships. Rails extended, slugs hammered, elites cracked, no cheers from human bridges, just reload confirmed, next target. Var bellowed retreat. Again, his flagship limped, plotting jumps. But human yards hummed louder. Sato's evacs locked billions safe. Cade's sims projected, Hegemon attrition at 30%. Coalition remnants rallied behind the quiet shield. Voss keyed wideband. All units, humans hold, form on their line. Deep in Sol, Elian sealed another vault. Production quadrupled. The galaxy's extinction wave broke on human math. Var's final transmission spat hate. Soft prey hides fangs, we return with legions. Ray's reply crackled calm. We'll have more drones waiting. Voss smiled, first time in cycles. The underestimated rose. Silence shattered into steel. Hegemons learned late. Neutrality forged the deadliest blade. Explosions bloomed across the tactical feed. Leggett Threx Var's cruisers unleashed plasma lances at the Ganymede refinery cluster. Voss gripped his shuttle's console, eyes locked on the display. Coalition auditors behind him gasped. That's their primary fuel hub, one alien delegate hissed. Hegemon precision strike. Production halts here. Voss punched a relay. Human channels flooded his screen. Director Sato Alian's face appeared calm as machined steel. Redundant lines at full, reroute confirmed, output up 12%. Feeds shifted. Parallel refineries on Titan and Europa spiked green. Var's volley scorched skeletal frames, decoy stacks prepped cycles ago. Real pipes hummed untouched below. The auditors leaned in. Voss's shuttle banked toward Saul's outer yards. Escort protocol, he said. Witness it yourselves. His claws tapped the yoke. Humans built for this. Millennia of neutrality hid the math. Docking clamps thudded home. Airlocks cycled. Voss led the delegation, 5 aliens from fractured coalition worlds, through humming corridors, no salutes. Human workers in gray jumpsuits nodded, hauling crates stamped with fresh cereals. Sato's voice echoed from overhead speakers. Labor Charter Alpha 7 activated, reassignment vectors locked. An auditor, a feathered Crix diplomat, squinted at a tablet. Pre-signed charters. For millions, Voss nodded. Humans plan evac and surge in one breath. Watch. They entered the central bay. Hollows projected worker flows, red icons for idle factories on Mars, blue for overflow on Luna. Sato's bureau spun the wheel. 2 million souls shifted overnight, welders to assemblers, miners to haulers, via contracts inked decades back. No riots, no drafts, just pings on personal comms. Report to Vector Bravo, meals provided. A human foreman approached, tablet in hand. Commander Voss. Auditors cleared for Yard Alpha. He gestured to a viewport. Orbital shipyards sprawled like iron webs, retooling under floodlights. Admiral Mara Cade's orders scrolled live. Standardized hulls, print Class D corvettes, no flagships. Drones swarmed skeletal frames. Lasers etched identical plates, boxy, modular, mass-producible. Yesterday's bespoke dreadnoughts idled half-built. Today's output, 10 hulls per shift. The Crick's delegates' feathers ruffled. Impossible, your yards chased vanity projects. Coalition metrics showed delays. Voss crossed his arms. Humans adapt, Cade treats war like inventory. A fresh corvette detached, rails snapping online. Test slugs punched a drone target at 5 Gs. Clean hits, no flourish. Auditors clustered at consoles. Data poured in, production tripled. Sato's reassignments filled every slot. Workers synced shifts across systems. No coercion, just efficiency. One auditor muttered, they move populations like fleet maneuvers, without panic. Voss's mandibles clicked approval. Humans fought quiet, competence not conquest. Alarms spiked again. Var's voice crackled on open channels, translated rough. Refinery ash, your fuel starves, surrender the soft ones. Laughter barked from his bridge. Hegemon arrogance, 10 millennia of human silence branded them prey. Voss patched to Cade's command net. Auditors observe, Var hit Ganymede. Cade's reply cut crisp. Decoys held, parallel lines spun hotter under fire, fuel surplus now. Feeds confirmed it. The strike's heat flushed dormant catalysts online. Output surged 20%. Var's scouts probed for secondaries, found mirrors on every moon, redundant webs woven deep. Captain Juno Ray's voice joined the net from her improvised command ship, a retrofitted hauler bristling rails. Elites inbound on Convoy Gamma, drones recycling debris, rails hot. Voss watched her feed. Her vessel shed outer plating under fire, exposing layered armor. Drones latched wreckage mid-spin, forging fresh slugs. Var's gunships dove, rays pivoted, extended rails barked. Elites shattered into glittering clouds. Reload from kill, she said, flat. No taunt, auditors froze, the avian delegate's beak clacked. Civilian hulls. Battlefield killers, Voss pointed to metrics. Modular haulers tank, yards print, hegemon's blitz, humans endure. Var's thrust faltered again. His cruisers recalled scouts plotting jumps. Attrition logs blinked, 38%. Coalition remnants vectored in, forming on human lines. Sato's face returned, routing through Voss's shuttle. Evac phase 2 complete, billions secured, yards at capacity. Her comm pierced the chaos. No podium, no speeches, just charters executed, hulls stacking. Var's final lance grazed a yard arm, sparks flew. Drones swarmed the breach instant patch. Production dipped half a tick, then climbed, auditors whispered. The strike accelerated them. Voss's console lit with Cade sims. Projections, hegemon fleets bled dry in months. Human math ground empires, he keyed wideband. Coalition elements form tight, human shield holds. Replies flooded, grateful awed, deep in the yards, a new hull sealed. Rails gleamed. Ray's voice cut through. Next wave inbound. Drones primed. Var's retreat jump flared on sensors. His transmission spat. Fangs in sheep's wool. Legions come. Cade replied. Yards print faster. Voss turned to the auditors. Their eyes widened at the endless drone swarms. Humans revealed the doctrine. Silence forged steel. Neutrality's blade cut deepest. Shuttle engines thrummed. Next stop, frontline rally. Voss smiled, mandibles tight. The galaxy's extinction wave shattered on quiet resolve. Hegemons learned too late. But Var's shadow fleets massed beyond sensors. Legions brewed. Human yards glowed brighter. Sato's charters pinged fresh millions. Cade's printers hummed endless hulls. Ray's final ping. Convoy pivot. Elites engaged. Who's soft now? Voss gripped the yoke. The underestimated endured. War's true shield rose from forgotten forges. And it accelerated. Explosions ripped through the habitat ring's outer spine. Commander Erie Voss's shuttle lurched as shockwaves buffeted its hull. She slammed the yoke, stabilizing the dive toward docking bay 7. Alarms screamed. Var's raiders breached Sector 12, her pilot barked. Terror strike, civilian pods launching blind. Voss keyed the wideband. Coalition assets status, static crackled. Then panic, screams from shattered compartments, hegemon lances punching habitats like needles through fruit. Legate Threx Var's voice boomed across channels, laced with synthetic glee. Humans, your silence ends in fire. Flee or burn, no mercy for the meek. Her mandibles clicked in fury. The habitat ring, Saul's crown jewel, a spinning torus of 10 billion souls twisted under assault. Var exploited humanity's neutrality like a wedge, 10 millennia without a shot fired. Now his spearhead carved morale from the void. Voss punched coordinates. Docking in 30, prep Marines. Drones swarmed from human yards below, not fighters, rescue tenders. They latched onto venting pods, tractors humming. But Var's corvettes danced through them, lances flashing, pods vaporized. Voss's scopes tallied. 50 gone, 100. Var broadcast images, civilians tumbling into vacuum, faces frozen in habitats cracked wide. Her shuttle shuddered into the bay, seals hissed. Voss bolted for the hatch, sidearm drawn. Marines in coalition blue flanked her. Liaison Voss, a human dockmaster yelled over klaxons. Elevators down, use the spine ladders. She dropped into the access tube, magboots clamping rungs. Gunfire echoed upshafts. Hegemon elites, armored behemoths with plasma whips, poured from breach points. Humans fought back with stamp steel barricades and rail darts from lockers. No panic, drills kicked in. Voss hit the civilian deck running. A child pod cluster buckled nearby. Air howled. Voss lunged, sealing a bulkhead with her gauntlet foam. Director Sato, she hailed. Evac routes, Sato Elian's voice cut clear, no tremor. All rings spinning to muster points, production charters active, yards rerouting hulls as arcs. Voss pushed into the fray. Hegemon fire chewed a corridor. She rolled, returned fire. A Marine beside her dropped, chitin plate slagged. Then Captain Juno Ray's voice pierced the din. Ray's inbound, insertion in 5, hold the choke. Voss glanced at her HUD. Ray's civilian freighter, yard sprinted in hours, barreled through the debris field. No warship sleekness, blocky hauler with bolted rails. It slammed grapples into the ring's midsection, hatches blew. Human teams repelled in, zero-G suits gleaming. Ray's hit the deck beside Voss, carbine barking. Liaison, pods to me. Zero abandons. Her eyes scanned breaches, calm as a checklist. Hegemon elites charged, Var's shock troops bred for terror. Ray's sidestepped, triggered a deck panel. Flood vents, maintenance drones erupted. Not weapons, industrial foamers. They engulfed elites in hardening slurry, locking joints solid. Ray's team swarmed, carbines popping helmets. Extract Alpha, pods funneled past, mag clamped to rails. No stragglers. Ray's freighter groaned under load, tractors yanking clusters free. Var's corvettes wheeled for another pass, lances stabbed. Ray's hauler took a hit, yardarm sheared, sparks flew, she didn't flinch. Reroute power, rails hot. Improv rails spat darts, coring an elite fighter. It spun, venting plasma. Ray's grinned through her visor. Who's soft now? Voss covered a final pod rush. Sato's voice pinged. Ring integrity holding, 60% evac, charters spinning new spines. Humans treated apocalypse like overtime. No speeches, just flowcharts executed. Ray's freighter punched clear, pods nested tight. Zero abandoned. Var's raiders peeled off, lances spent. His broadcast snarled, Pyrrhic, Legion's mass, your ring bleeds. Voss sealed the last hatch. Marines dragged wounded, she keyed her console. Cade, report. Admiral Mara Cade's sims flooded her feed. Projections bloomed, Hegemon supply lines frayed, human yards outpacing losses. Storm Doctrine green, Cade said flatly. Releasing to Coalition Command, shared codes, no strings. Voss's breath caught. The hidden blade, humanity's neutrality wasn't pacifism, it was forge time. Millennia stacking hulls, doctrines, factories in plain sight, dismissed as trade hubs. Storm Doctrine, total war logistics. Yards that printed fleets from asteroids, evacs that scaled to trillions. Rage leashed to math, she patched to Coalition High Command. Auditors' faces filled her hollows, stiff crests, doubting eyes. Command Voss, human offer inbound, Storm Doctrine codes. A senior auditor leaned in, frills quivering. The neutral pets, their trade sims. Watch, Voss cued Cade's projections. Hollow bloomed, Var's shadow fleets, legions brewing beyond sensors, met endless human rails. Yards glowed, printing faster than kills. Hegemon bled dry in months, auditors recoiled. One mandibled whisper, they accelerated under fire. Another, equals, treat as equals. Voss relayed codes. Cade's voice appended, integrate or stand aside, we hold the shield. Replies flooded, grateful pings. Odd queries. Coalition fleets tightened formations, slots opening for human arcs. Voss watched feeds, Sato's charters mobilized fresh millions, no riots. Yards hummed, hulls sealing, Ray's ping cut through, freighter clear, next wave inbound, drones primed. Var's retreat jump flared, his final spite, fangs in sheep's wool. Cade's retort, yards print faster. Voss gripped her console. Auditor's eyes widened at drone swarms patching the ring. Humans revealed silence forged steel, neutrality's blade cut deepest. Shuttle thrummed anew, frontline rally beckoned, but scopes pinged, Var's shadows stirred, legions brewed. In the yards below, rails gleamed on a new dreadnought. Sato's ping, fresh charters live, Cade's printers endless, Ray's convoy pivot, elites engaged. Voss smiled, mandibles tight. The galaxy's extinction wave shattered on quiet resolve. Hegemons learned too late. But Var massed, and human yards glowed brighter. Ray's voice spiked. Insertion 2 confirmed. Var's elites dropping hot. Need coalition fire support? Voss keyed affirm. On it. Her shuttle banked hard. Marines reloaded. The underestimated endured. Alarms wailed anew. Incoming signatures. Var's next raid bigger. Voss punched throttles. Coalition form on humans. Shield rises. Fresh explosions lit the ring's shadow. Ray's freighter danced through lances. Drones swarming. Sato's voice calm. New spines printing. Evac 90%. Cade sim updated, projections shortened. Hegemon crumbled faster, auditors hailed. Voss, integrate us fully, doctrine shared, reciprocate. She sent coordinates, collaboration locked, no domination, just steel on steel. Var's elites breached again. Ray's met them, foamers, rails, zero abandons. Pods secure, she barked, push them out. Voss's marines hit the tube, gunfire traded. A hegemon whip cracked near. Voss rolled, darted its knee. It toppled. Human beside her nodded. Liaison, good shot. They cleared the spine. Ring spun steady, scars foaming over. Voss hit command deck. Sato waited, tablet in hand. Continuity holds, yards at 150%. Voss nodded. Var thinks terror breaks you. Sato smiled faintly. Logistics break him. Cade patched in. Doctrine live across coalition. First joint sims running. Auditors' faces shifted, respect, not pity. Humans lead shield, we follow. Voss's console blazed, Ray's extract complete, zero losses, Var retreating again. But scopes lied, shadows massed thicker, legions jumped in system, Voss gripped the yoke. War's true forge accelerated, humans humble, unstoppable, next wave inbound, shield held, for now. Explosions ripped through the void as hegemon legions poured from the gates. Commander Eerie Voss yanked her fighter's yoke. Drones swarmed her scopes, hegemon signatures multiplying like vermin. Coalition wings report burns, her voice cut the chatter. Flank secure, came Auditor Thal's gravel tone, but centers buckling. Voss glanced at the holotank. Human freighters dotted the core line, Ray's ship a bright pinprick amid the chaos. Cade's voice sliced in, flat as machined steel. False retreats seeding now, gate network flooded, Var bites or starves. Voss punched coordinates. Coalition fleets pivoted on her mark, Auditor heavies to port, Creel skirmishers starboard. Humans claimed the corridor dead center, a narrow throat between ring debris and asteroid belts. Var's armada funneled in, lured by ghost signals of coalition pullback. Perfect bait. Hegemon spears lanced forward. Voss rolled her fighter, plasma grazing her shields. She loosed rails into a drone cluster. Wreckage bloomed. Hold flanks, barricade her window. Thal's fleet hammered the edges, their massed beams carving hegemon escorts. Creel darted in webs of fire, picking off stragglers. Voss's marines prepped drop pods for the flank's weak points. No gaps, not yet. Var's voice boomed across open channels, synthesized triumph. Neutrals scatter, core yields to the legate. Voss snorted. Humans didn't scatter. They positioned. Her scopes pinged. Ray's freighter ghosted through the press. Civilian haulers trailing like sheep. Sato's factory spun spines and rails below, output spiking to match the flood. Cade's sim overlaid Voss's display. Corridor narrowed to killbox specs. Pull complete. Var's vanguard committed. Flanks lock and load. Voss broadcast. Coalition seal it. Humans take point. Her fighter banked hard. Hegemon corvettes swarmed the throat's mouth. Voss dove, lasers stitching hulls. A whip fighter matched her turn. Hegemon elite blades extended. She jinked, fired retros, and rammed its flank with kinetics. It shattered. Deeper in, Ray's voice crackled. Mass drivers hot. Timing synced. Voss's feed split. Asteroids shed disguises, ancient human rigs blooming to life. No one had mapped those rocks. Humans had. Detonations chained, silent at first, then thunder. Projectiles the size of frigates hurled from the belts, pre-accelerated rails slamming Var's formation. Lead cruisers crumpled, spines folding like foil. Escorts spun wild, collisions multiplying. The corridor choked with debris. Var's line fractured. Voss whooped, throttling past a tumbling hulk. Flanks holding, push them! Coalition guns roared approval. Auditors poured fire into the chaos, Creel weaving kill shots. But Var rallied fast, his kind always did. Spears reformed, punching toward the human center. Voss's console flashed Cade's update. Reserves inbound, predicted vector match 87%. How Voss gripped tighter, humans didn't guess, they prepared. Ray's freighter danced the debris storm, drones foaming gaps. Pods away. Boarding their breaches. Her Marines hit hegemon hulls, zero-G drills chewing through armor. No mercy, no waste. Sato patched through, yards at 200%, fresh spines docking now, evac holds at 95. Voss dodged another whip, tagged it with a missile. Clean kill, her Marines dropped on a flank corvette, securing guns for coalition use. Auditors cheered the feed. Humans turned scrap to steel. Var's reserves jumped the net, full legions, elites bristling. He committed everything, flooding the corridor's remnants. Crush the soft ones, their mills burn next. Voss's holotank shifted. Human overlays bloomed, decision trees branching red. Var's exact play mapped years prior. Contingencies nested deep, every thrust countered, every feint trapped. Cade's voice stayed level. Tree live. Counter 1 Alpha executing. Rays detonated secondary drivers. More asteroids cracked open, hypervelocity slugs ripping reserves mid-jump. Var's elites vaporized in clusters. Surviving spears veered into mined fields, human-placed, gate-seated years back. Voss's fighters surfed the shockwaves. Hegemon wrecks piled high, blocking their own retreat. Coalition flanks clamped shut. No escape. Var bellowed, impossible, neutrals plot nothing. A human gunner on Voss's wing laughed. We plot quiet. Voss coordinated the crush. Auditors high anchor, Creel low weave, Marines breach and hold. Pod slammed home. Gunfire echoed feeds, human foamers sealing holes, rails trading with whips. Voss rolled into the fray, her shots sinking with Ray's swarm. One elite lunged. Voss darted its knee, toppled it. Human beside her nodded. Liaison, clean work. They cleared the wreck. Var's core flagship bucked, spines shearing. Cade's sim projected, cascade failure in minutes, but scopes light again. Fresh gates flared, hegemon shadows thickening beyond the kill box. Var's gambit, or worse. Voss yanked throttles. Cade reserves hit the tree. Affirm, branch beta spawning. Ray's spin your freighter, civilian mods live. Ray's ship shed hauler skin. Hidden bays yawned, rails, missiles, drone hives. Mods hot, coalition form on me. Voss slotted in. Hegemon counterflood incoming. Humans led the charge, coalition shields rising seamless. Sato's comm cut through, new production wave, gate jammers printing, buy us hours. Auditors hailed Voss direct. You're humans, our shield, doctrine integrates full. Voss smiled grim. Ours, coalitions now. Var's elites breached a coalition frigate nearby. Voss vectored Marines. Gunfire traded hot, a whip cracked her canopy, shields held. She darted low, severed its drive, it drifted lifeless. Ray's voice rose. Formation collapsing. Var's flagship blind, jammers live. Debris fields lit with kills, human freighters, now wolves, tore flanks. Coalition heavies pounded the core. Var retreated piecemeal, legions shattering. Voss's scopes cleared fractionally. Victory edged closer, but gate pings multiplied. Bigger wave massing. Cade patched, tree extends, next branch, extinction protocol. Voss gripped yoke. Humans didn't spring traps quick, precise, always precise. Explosions chained anew. Rays barked. Incoming locked, fire. Hegemon reinforcements met rails from the dark. Voss punched forward, shield held, forge burned hotter. Cade's voice sliced through Voss's cockpit alarms. Legate Var human fleet command, surrender channel open, power down and drift clear, we hold the kill box. Voss banked hard. Hegemon corvettes swarmed her flank. She triggered point defense. Drones shredded too, debris pinged her hull. Var's response boomed across open frequencies. Laughter rasped like grinding hull plate. Surrender to prey, your corpse fleets litter my path, soft skin. Cade didn't flinch. Observe, her order flashed fleet-wide. All units cease fire, weapons cold, 5 minutes. Voss's targeting locks dissolved, rails went silent, her scopes cleared, human freighters, still shedding civilian plating, hovered motionless. Coalition heavies matched them, shields pulsing low. Reyes' wolf pack idled amid the wreckage. Silence gripped the void. Hegemon guns kept firing, bursts raked empty space. Var's formations hesitated, probes darted forward, tasting the halt. Voss gripped her yoke. Her people whispered on private channels. Liaison Voss, confirm visuals? Auditors from the Coalition Corps. Affirm, she replied. Humans stopped cold, full control. Var's flagship loomed central, a brutal wedge bristling spines, its engines flared. Fools play at mercy. Witness true power. Alarms screamed. Voss's sensors lit red, gate signatures warped. The corridor's anchor points, hyperspace relays threading human space, overloaded. Var had rigged them. Plasma blooms erupted from the nodes. Containment fields buckled. Shockwaves rippled, promising cascade failure. Scorch gate, Reyes barked. He's frying the links, corridor collapse in 60. Voss yanked throttles back. Her fighter danced through venting plasma. Coalition frigates bucked. One split amidships, crew pods jettisoning. Hegemon ships rode the wave, laughing bursts on comms. Cade's tone stayed level. Sato, your window. Power reroute live, Director Sato Elian cut in, calm as a dock manifest. Human grid sinking, 80% draw from core worlds, stabilizing. Voss watched the miracle unfold. Gate nodes flickered. Human colonies, sleeping giants for millennia, piped terawatts. Factory rings spun up unseen. Power surged through buried cables, forgotten redundance. Overload reversed. Fields resealed. The corridor held. Var's voice cracked. Impossible, neutrals hoard no such reserves. 10 millennia of peace, Cade said. Built for this, drift or burn. Hegemon lines fractured, ships peeled off, engines cold. Var's wedge powered down weapons. Surrender pings multiplied. Voss patched her recorders. Coalition protocols demanded it. Every hail, every shutdown logged. She narrated terse. Human intervention prevents gate loss. Invader forces capitulate under demonstrated control. Reyes whooped low. Freighters reforming screen, jammers holding their reserves. Voss slotted back into formation. Her marines mopped borders from the breached frigate. Gunfire echoes faded. Scopes showed Hegemon legions stacking drifts, awaiting tow. Auditors hailed again. Voss, analysis, she hesitated, watched Sato's grid icons pulse steady. Human neutrality wasn't absence. It was this, silent forges primed, grids woven deep, fleets masked as haulers. Active defense coiled eternal, no bluster, just readiness. Peace was doctrine, Voss said. Always, Cade opened terms. Legate Var, ceasefire binding. Withdraw to marker Bravo. Coalition observers embed your command. No reprisals. Var snarled but complied. This humiliation ends at my core worlds. Mark it, Cade told her captains. Reyes, escort their retreat. Voss, your coalition wing covers. Voss accelerated. Her fighter led the wedge. Human wolves flanked silent. Hegemon hulks trailed, spines retracted. Gate pings steadied, no more waves, but scopes pinged faint. Deep scan traces. Var's bigger force massed beyond, cloaked. Sato's voice returned. Production Wave 2, gate anchors reinforced. Extinction protocol branches to full. Voss's gut tightened. Humans didn't end wars with surrender. They secured the board. Reyes pinged private. Captain Voss, you see it, they're elites probing flanks. Affirm. Voss armed rails. Form tight. Hegemon stragglers tested the line. A corvette lunged. Voss stitched it with fire. It vented drifting. Cade broadcast wide. Coalition forces, human assets integrated, joint command active. Auditors fed Voss overlays. Human mods synced flawless to coalition targeting. Reyes' freighter unleashed drone swarms, civilian haulers birthing killers. Var's wedge hit marker Bravo. Shuttles ferried observers. Voss vectored in. Her marines secured the bay. Legate Threx Var towered in the flesh. Scaled hide scarred, eyes burning. Your humans cheat neutrality. Voss stood firm. Coalition insignia gleamed. Neutrality bent for survival, yours included, he spat. Soft will purge this error. Marines cuffed him. Voss recorded it all. Terms sealed, retreat locked, reparations queued, gates coalition monitored. Back aboard her fighter, Voss punched out. Fleet reformed. Sato's factories hummed audible now, orbitals birthing jammers, rails, shields. Cade hailed her direct. Liaison Voss. Your report shapes doctrine. Humans shielded us. Voss glanced at human ships. No cheers, just methodical sweeps, logistics drones hauling salvage. Not shielded, she said. Integrated. Deeper pings escalated. Var's core fleet decloaked. Mass drivers charged. Ray's voice sharpened. Incoming confirmed. Extinction branch live. Cade replied flat. Affirm. Sato spin the tree. Voss gripped yoke. Human forges glowed on scans, not weapons, stabilizers. The gates themselves weaponized, locked against overload, now flipping polarity. Hegemon van struck. Rails answered from shadow. Voss dove in. Shields flared. She carved a path. Sato's grid flexed. Power rivers reversed. Incoming gates destabilized, not hegemons. Their own reinforcements choked, trapped mid-jump. Var's roar echoed. Treachery. No, Cade said. Preparation. Coalition heavies hammered the trapped van. Human freighters sealed flanks. Voss's fighter danced through, picking elites, kills stacked. The wave shattered before full entry. Voss emerged clean. Scopes showed the corridor sealed. Human space a fortress unbroken. Auditors buzzed. Voss relay full. Humanity's silence, our salvation. She smiled thin. Watched Cade's fleet pivot. No victory laps. Straight to rebuild. But outer gates trembled. Var's final gambit massed. Hegemon Empire Corps vomiting legions. Sato cut in. Final branch, continuity evac, coalition embed or burn with us. Voss banked toward the human line, her choice made. Forge fires spread, not conquest. Preservation, the galaxy's last shield ignited.